Hello. This is BMW 535 iMan 223. And today I will show you my opinion on Beyond Voices worldwide. Let's start the video, shall we? Geordie Catalan. Geordie's voice is funny. Him saying 5 sounds like sing, and him saying 9 sounds like now. And him saying oh sounds like ah. But oh when you type double O, it's and him saying oh. And him say, but oh when you type double O, it sounds like this. Next voice, Liang, Chinese, Liang is okay. But his new voice sounds too fast more than his old one, his old voice sounds a bit too slow. Next up, Mads, Danish. Mads is okay. I don't use that voice. Magnus, Danish. Magnus is a good voice. When he cries, it sounds like him saying oh too many times. Next up, Willem, Dutch. Willem is fine. His voice is too deep. Next up, Ludovico. His voice is funny. His crying voice makes me laugh. Next up, Marco, Finnish. Marco is an okay voice. Next up, Bernard, French. Bernard is an okay voice. But it is not loud enough. Next up, Stefan, German. Stefan is my favorite global voice from Beyond. I like it when he says grounded and supersonic Zuki. Next up, Nikos, Greek. Nikos is okay. His voice is not loud enough. Next up, Luca, Italian. Luca is my favorite global voice. His words are funny. Next up, Roberto, Italian. Roberto is fine. Next up, Sho, Japanese. Sho is an okay voice. But I like his old grounded and O voice, the new one sounds like hollering to me. Next up, Junwoo, Korean. Junwoo is my favorite voice. I like his old O voice and crying voice. His crying voice sounds like him spelling it too many times. Next up, Henrik, Norwegian. Henrik is an okay voice. Next up, Krzysztof, Polish. Krzysztof is okay. His voice sounds like a grumpy old man. Next up, Eusebio, Portuguese. Eusebio is an okay. I only like his grounded voice. Next up, Dmitry, Russian. Dmitry is my favorite voice. His O voices sounds like ah, just like Magnus, Danish. Next up, Carlos, Spanish. Carlos is funny in my opinion. He said my username in Spanish. Next up, Diego, Spanish. Diego is a, he said my username. He said my username in Spanish.
BMW 535 iMan 223.
He said my username in Spanish. Next up, Diego, Spanish. Diego is an okay voice. Next up, George, Spanish. George is a fine voice, his O voice sounds like gunfire. Next up, Sven, Swedish. Sven is a fine voice. Next up, Kareem, Turkish. Kareem is a fine voice. This is the end of this video. This is BMW 535 iMan 223. Signing off.